Hey there, YouTube. At Beth and Bongs here. Thank you for joining me. Good morning, good afternoon to everybody. I unfortunately do have to go into work today. I'm not going to have my day off as planned, so I won't be uploading quite as much. But I did want to say hi to everybody and to show off this old Hawaiian shirt I've had for a while. I love weird shirts, and this shirt is very weird. Not only is it a Hawaiian, but it has a bird on it with a Santa hat. I love to wear this around Christmas time. It just confuses everybody. So yeah, instead of having the whole day off, I'll be taking my older daughter to Hooters, because that's where she wanted to go for her birthday dinner. Yep, that's the nightmare of having teenagers. They want to go to Hooters. So me, my wife, my older daughter, and my older son, we're all going to Hooters for a grand old time, for some burgers and Hooters, and maybe I'll have a beer. But I figured since I have the Hawaiian on today would be a perfect time to clarify a couple things on the Boogaloo boys. We all saw the interview Jimmy Dore had with Magnus Pravadia, and I do think that there is some overlap. I do think we can reach a lot of libertarians and people on the right if we just come to them in a humble way and sort of educate them. We can turn a lot of people. We just kind of have to be less condescending about it and, give a little on certain things. For example, there's a lot of people who have really leftist views, but there's just one issue that sticks out for them that they can't budge on. Like gun rights is a pretty big one. There's a lot of people on the left who don't think there should be more gun control, that we have enough laws on the books, we just need to properly enforce them. And that's not an insane view. And those are the kind of people that we can bring into our tent. Now, being a white man who is married to a woman who is half black and half Mexican, and I have racially mixed children, there are certain things about the Boogaloo boys that bother me. Like the whole fact that their name is based off Electric Boogaloo. It's a joke off the movie because it was a bad sequel to a bad movie. They're comparing that to the Civil War initially, is how that name came across. They want another Civil War. It's another bad sequel to a bad movie. They pick their original founding has a lot to do with what was in the Turner Diaries, which, for those of you who haven't read it, I actually have read it. It is just a hate-filled novella. It's not even particularly well written. You can check it out if you're curious, but trigger warning, it is just pretty goddamn awful. Now, I would be hard-pressed to believe that everyone who would call themselves a Boogaloo boy, or even a Proud Boy for that matter, is as bad as the worst actors we see. I just don't see how you can justify being in the same group as some of these people. Why would you call yourself something that people like this would also consider themselves? Like, for example, I'm not a Democrat. I'm a registered Green Party voter. So I feel pretty comfortable criticizing the Democrats at any given point. And then Jimmy Dore also did that interview with that activist, I'm forgetting his name, I'm sorry, who did a lot of inside work with the Klan. He became friends with a Grand Master, and he ended up changing a lot of his views, and he's changed the views of a lot of Klansmen over his long career. People like that are a hero. It's hard to do because it's really hard to be. I imagine it's really hard to be around a lot of those people. Just listen to the retarded shit that they spout. But he was able to do it. He was able to change their minds using humility and compassion. It really is inspiring. So overall, I like the message that Jimmy's throwing out there. I feel like he should have challenged Magnus more. He should have done his homework. Like, Magnus isn't even an anarchist. He's an anarcho-capitalist. It's completely different than an anarchist. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. He doesn't really challenge him much throughout the interview, except maybe on guns and healthcare, and it's pretty light. I understand it was supposed to be a jovial conversation, but I feel like Jimmy could have pressed a little harder. My tip is that maybe us on the left should form a popular paramilitary organization. Maybe we can leech off some of these Boogaloo boys. Just a thought.
For the dab of the day. Oh.